Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It is the season to be jolly, at least for all of our students who are filling in their Clat UG counseling process. And I bring to you a detailed breakdown of this counseling process. So even if you have filled it, have a look at it again and follow it step by step. So let me be your secret Santa for today and bring to you a detailed step-by-step counseling process with mistakes, what to avoid, and what are the little things that you may be missing. So yes, you all have done the big thing. You have cracked this exam, but the journey gets completed when you are allotted your dream NLU. So this guide comes to you with the dream NLU in process. So let's work on it and move on. As you all know, this counseling process is the admission to 26 NLUs. It is a centralized process using your Clat score and getting you admission into BA LLB, BBA, BSc or BCom LLB seats as and when available in the different colleges. Make sure that you know that the seats are allotted on the basis of your Clat rank. Clat rank is the one and single most priority, followed by your rank in any category. And finally, if that NLU is in your preference list. Putting that NLU higher in your preference list does not guarantee admission in that NLU. The first two blocks are rank and category. So all the candidates who have been sent the invite to participate in the counseling process can do so. I think if you have a rank under 5,000, you can look at participating in this process. Ranks above 5,000, you may not be able to get a seat. So I am setting the hopes in place. So you will be invited to register. This is what your invite will look like. That you will get an email invitation, an SMS, and a portal invitation. So this is a screenshot from the official page. So you will get an email, a message, and your name will come on the portal. So the start of the counseling process will be logging into your Clat account. I hope you remember your login password. You can again change the password by mentioning your registered phone and email. Then they must validate that they have been invited for counseling. Remember, if you have not received an email or SMS, you can check the portal, your name. If your name is there on the portal, but you have no email or SMS, you can email the consortium stating that you have not received it. Please check your spam mail because email delivery responsibility is not the consortium's. So check your name in the portal. Once again, if you think that someone with a higher rank has got an invite and you haven't got it, and then accordingly, you can email the consortium and tell them that your name is there, but you have not received an email. Howsoever, you can log into your Clat account. It is from there that you can participate in the process. Please remember, the counseling is ongoing and it will close on December 27th. So please remember that the last time to pay the fees is on December 27th. The fee portal will close at 10 p.m. So you have to do two key steps to ensure that you register for the counseling process. Pay the counseling fees, which is 30,000 rupees, and update your NLU preferences. So I will take you to both the steps one by one. So this is the email that you get. You have a detailed instruction document attached with it, and the two steps reflect like this. You can go first and update your preferences. All this is clickable and doable all this while. So until December 27th, you have this open, and finally make the payment. So please complete the two steps. right? So remember, when you log into your account, you will see update NLU preferences button. You click on the button and you update your NLU preferences. So I'm going to come back to the NLU preferences once again. So I'm coming back to step 1. All right. And the seat matrix also I will be showing you based on last year's Clat ranks. The different programs I'm going to show you based on last year's Clat ranks. Please remember, fill all the 15 columns in the preference list, because if you can fill fewer than 15, you have to fill a minimum number of 5. However, if you choose not to fill beyond that, then the NLU will not reflect in your preference list, and if it does not reflect in your preference list, you will not be considered for that NLU. So do not just fill 5 names, fill all 15. We will give you the list. You can just fill it in that order. And remember, once you have filled in all the 15, then as the list progresses to 5 counseling lists, your name will keep on appearing in the NLU that you get allotted based on children moving out, based on ranks moving up. All right. So do not assume that if you fill 5, after that, whatever is left, it will be given to you. No, it will be allotted to people, those who have put the name in the list. Remember, the allotment is by rank only. Rank plus a combination of category if you have a category rank. You will not be allotted an NLU just because it features as number 1 on your list. But your list will be checked if your rank allows you to get into that NLU. Then they will check if you have written that NLU on your list or not. If you haven't written it, then they will not consider you. It's not vice versa. All right. So if your rank allows you a certain NLU, your list will be consulted. If that NLU features on your list, you will get that NLU. But if that NLU features on your list lower than some other NLU, then first you will get the NLU that is higher on your list. But first, the eligibility will break open with your rank. All right. So candidates will be considered for only the NLUs for which they have provided. If they have chosen 15 preferences, they will only be considered for those many NLUs. All right. Please remember, till 27th, you can update this list. So please follow this counseling process step by step. Make changes based on what we have to share with you. After the last date, if you have an afterthought, oh my God, I should have chosen that NLU. That will never happen. That has not happened so far. It will never happen. So please make sure that you make changes to the list now. Till 27th, fiddle with it. But after that, you have to accept it. Also remember, the list will be opened altogether on 27th only. After 27th, the fact that you have filled it first does not give you first come, first serve. So there is no first come, first serve. It's only allotted on the basis of your ranks, etc. All right. So you can read the brochures. You can fill minimum of 15 preferences. You can fill more than that. Whatever is there, you can do it. You can only move up in your preferences, but you cannot move down. So this is how it goes. You have all the preferences given here. All right. The star means minimum of 15 you have to do. Earlier, the minimum used to be 5. So I'm sorry, I said 5 earlier, but it is actually minimum of 15, not 5. Minimum 15 you have to fill, but it's advisable that you go on filling it till whatever, you have to fill it till you are okay with going into that NLU. However, if you're not okay with going into any NLU after choice 15, then you can leave it. Then point is filling in more NLUs and then not choosing not to go is better than not filling in NLUs and regretting later on. Maybe you hear a good review after 10 days of some NLU that you thought you would not go to. All these things happen a lot. Somebody comes your way and tells you, oh my God, that NLU is very good. So and so is there, or I'm there. So then you regret it. So fill more, choose not to go later on, get a call. I always believe in filling up more forms, filling up more colleges, dropping them, but not filling them and regretting later. So fill all the NLUs on the list that are available and put them down there. There are not 36 NLUs, but there are 36 options because different NLUs have different program types. All right. So maybe for you, GNLU main campus is at number 3 or 4, but Silvassa campus is on number 16. So you can tinkle with all these options. Step 2 is very, very important. Once your money is received, only then will you be considered for that choice or option. Make the payment for the counseling process. You can do step 2 before step 1. You can at least participate in it by paying the 30,000 rupees. Once your payment is done, you are in it. However, before 11 p.m. or 1 p.m. on 27 December, you should be in a position to fill all your NLU preferences. Only the counseling fee with no preferences will again land you nowhere. So make the payment. You can do step 2 first, and then I'm just trying to pull my Santa cap closer so that I make sense to all of you. And then you can fill in your list, change it, put it up and down, do whatever you want to do with it. It'll finally get submitted on 27th. So remember, if you have applied under general category, this will be your amount. But if you have applied under any category, then the amount for you will change. Then your amount is 20,000. But if you are a general category student and you are getting 20,000 fees, that means you have, in your initial form, you have made a mistake. I know of some students who have done that. So if you are getting 20,000 as your payable amount, but you are a general candidate, you have not filled in any category, now would be the time to write to the consortium telling them that you are a general candidate student and asking them to help you change that. Everything is possible at this moment. So write down that email if you are getting this amount. But if you are getting this amount and you are a general candidate, great. If you're getting this amount but you are a category candidate, that means you missed filling in that category. So ensure that you write an email telling them that you are a category candidate. So it is for EWS and other categories that are open, which is SC, ST and OBC. So please ensure creamy, non-creamy, everything is in place. Because now when you fill this fees and you fill your preference, you have to attach all the necessary certificates. All right. So remember, if there is any problem with this amount, it is not reflecting the category properly, you have to write emails now. The consortium is responding and they are going to keep, give you the solution. And that email will be helpful in your admission because they may not be able to change anything at the moment, but they are telling you that once you get the allotted NLU, please tell them about this problem, show them these emails that you have with us, and they will settle it at their end. All right. So ideally, you should not have made the mistake in the original platform, but seeing the positive attitude of the consortium, it appears that at this moment, at this juncture, you can make amends. It appears. I'm not saying it will definitely happen because you must have got a category rank also. All right. All right. So it's only online payment. You cannot make any payment through cash. So please make sure that you have a valid bank account from which you're making the payment, etc. All right. So all online payment options are available. And remember that this 30,000 rupees is refundable. If you are not allotted any NLU, this will be given back to you. All right. So please make the payment at least at this juncture. And as I said, you can amend your choices as we move on. All right. So you may have issues with payments, you may have whatever. So please make sure that all that is happening. You have enough time to adjust to all of that. So once you have made the payment and once you have filled your choices, you have to definitely share the scorecard and admit card. I hope you are all preserving the admit card, because in my video on how to be ready, last minute tips for Clat exam, I have shared clearly that the admit card has to be shown. The admit card has to be signed by the admission person, the invigilator. If your admit card does not have a signature, don't worry, just upload whatever you have. But ideally, the admit card should have the invigilator's signature. Again, in my video, I had clearly mentioned, please ask the invigilator to sign the admit card if they miss it. If you are applying under any category, that now is the moment to submit the documents, because your admission will be finalized only if those documents are valid and are submitted. If you are looking at a domicile, please ensure that that certificate is also done, and you have to put your Aadhaar photo. So these are the 5 documents. Click a picture, see this part again, but do not miss uploading any document. Remember, any missing document, they may not be so good so as to call you and ask you for it. However, last year they have done it. If there is a document missing, they have called you, told you, but as I said, that's only extraneous. They may not do so. All right. Once the counseling process begins, once you are allotted the NLU, then of course these things have to be submitted. Finally, you need your class 12 marks, class 10th statement of marks, definitely your admit card. Please remember, your admit card cannot be thrown anywhere. Keep it for later use. Of course, you need your TC, your migration, your character certificate. All this will be required once the first list is out and you pay the college fees. These documents have to go in. All right. So the earlier 5 documents that you have to upload will be these. But for the admission counseling process, once your name is in the first list, these documents have to be ready. So that as soon as your name appears and you want to fill the fees of that college, you have to upload all of this. So whatever you have applied under, if it is domicile, if it is EWS, if it is, so already you are going to submit that here. But for the college also, you need to submit a copy. All right. So this is later. Once the first list is out, I will reshare this picture with you. So remember, Clat portal, you are going to start with the counseling process. You have to verify all the details, right? Then you fill the NLU preference list. Once you do that, you will have the seat allotted. Once you have been allotted a seat in the first list, there are 3 options that you have to explore: freeze, float, or exit. I'm going to come to that now shortly. And if you are accepting the seat, the complete document verification, which is this, has to be done. Complete document verification, everything is happening online. So you have to submit a copy to the college of all these things. So now let's look at the freeze and float option. Remember, if you get your choice of college in the first list, you freeze it. What do you have to do to freeze the option? When you freeze a college option, you have to pay 20,000 rupees, which is not refundable. So if you click on the freeze button, you have to pay 20,000 rupees, non-refundable. Right? So 30,000 you pay during the counseling process, which is refundable. But after you freeze the option, 20,000 is non-refundable. All right, that is a total of 50,000 that has to be submitted during the counseling and college selection process. However, if you are not happy with the first list, you can choose float option, right? So this is non-refundable confirmation fees. This is the 20,000 amount. But if you're not happy, you can choose the float option. Remember, if you have frozen an option, you are frozen. You won't get your money back and your name will be removed in the second round. This name is removed because you already have got a college. So you're not going to be considered later on for any more colleges. All right. However, if you are not happy with the college, you take the float option. The float option allows the candidate to keep on sitting for the subsequent lists. Right? So there will be 5 lists, first, second, third, and then fourth and fifth will happen later on. So all those who select freeze option in the first, second, or third round of counseling, you have to pay the remaining fees by April. So remember, it does not mean in April, it means by April. So when you freeze the option, you get redirected to that university. So let's say you get NLSIU in your first option and you freeze NLSIU. Now you are out from Clat counseling process. Now you just go, you are going to talk to NLSIU directly. You pay the 20K, freeze the option, now you get redirected to NLS. Now your entire correspondence happens with NLS. NLS will open the fee portal for you. You can pay the fees, get everything done, and be happy, go join college in June. Or you can just wait till April to pay the remaining fees. The remaining fees will be minus your other confirmation fees. So this NLSIU option, once frozen, they will tell you when they are starting the final process. They could start in Jan, they could start in Feb. Now, Clat consortium is not party to all this. Now you deal with NLS separately. All right. So by April definitely means April is the final time. It does not mean in April. So now different colleges will get back to their admission process in their own sweet time. Right? They could open it only in April. They could start in Jan. They could start collecting fees beforehand, etc., etc. All right. So now you are out from counseling and consortium. You join that college and you deal with that college on a one-on-one basis. You give them your documentation, and if you want to pay the fees, you pay it if they open the fee portal. Right? So this gets done now in January. 4th and 5th list, right, will happen afterwards, now after the board exams. Now counseling process halts for the board exams and now resumes in April, March or April. If you get a college in 4th or 5th list, you don't get so much time. You have to pay the fees within the time mentioned, which is usually 5 days or 7 days. All right. So finally, this is the time that they give you. Now, remember, the last list comes out in May or end of May, which is 30th May. Before 30th May, you have to finish your formalities by 30th May. All right. Whether your name comes up, does not come up, it moves on slowly. Sometimes the 5th list comes out only on 26th May. So by 30th, you have to finish everything. That is, pay the confirmation fees. All right. And this is usually a rough timeline. After the 5th list comes the vacancy seats. This process can go until August also. So if you are still not happy with your NLU in the 5th list, you can exit the counseling process, your 30K will be refunded, and you can wait for the vacant seats. And after 5th list, even if you don't exit yourself, you will get your refund if you have not frozen on any option. Because now the official counseling process or the list process is over. Now different NLUs will take out their vacancy seats. This can happen in June, July, it goes on till August, I'm telling you, sometimes end of August also. So you have to pay attention to that NLU or whichever NLU is announcing their vacancy seats. It has nothing to do with the counseling process. They just give you an option. You apply. If they choose you, you pay the fees directly. There is no freeze. There is no confirmation. There is no counseling fees. Right? So remember, I have chosen the NLU list. If I get it, I freeze it, pay the main money, 20K. Now I'm out of the counseling process. I deal with the college, whatever fees, etc., deadlines, whatever. If I float, I wait for the next list and then the next list. And then if I get a good college in the third list, I freeze, same process. Fourth list, freeze, same process. Fifth list, freeze, same process. You have not frozen anything, right? Then you are exited. So you can exit at any round yourself, or you can wait for Clat consortium only to end the process. Your 30,000 will be back. Another reason to put the 30,000 in and see where it goes. However, if you have not frozen in any list and in the next list you move up and you get a college above what you have opted, which is if you have opted number 6 here and you get number 5. Now you did not freeze number 6, you go to 5. Remember, you cannot come back to 6. You did not freeze it. That chapter is over. That bus has gone. Right? That water has flown under the bridge. Now you are allotted 5. Better freeze it. Right? If you do not freeze it, you float, then you can move to 4, or in the next list also you can remain at 5. So you were at 6, you move to 5, you can't go back to 6. Now at 5, you wait for the next list. If you still don't move to 4, there is no chance of you to moving to 4. You can still let it float. All right? You can still let it float, and you can forget about the 20K. You can pay the college fees directly by talking to the college. But don't freeze this. You can keep it floating. You can pay the fees because you don't want to let go of 5. Right? You can pay the college fees, leave it at float. Wait for other lists. Something happens, okay, does not happen, then also you have taken a college. All right? However, if you are only floating until list number 5, you do nothing, you will be thrown out. So at some point in time, you have to decide if you are in a middle rank and movement is getting slower. And let's say you are on number 20 in that college. 2 lists have gone, you have not budged. Chances are you're not going to budge. Any budging will happen will be top call getters. So you freeze it, pay the fees. At any point in time, you don't like the NLU, you can get a partial refund of your fees and walk out. All right. As I said, do not regret later. Do these options. And remember, if you're confused whether to freeze or float a particular college, we are always there. You can always talk to us. We will counsel you, customize the counseling for you, understand your requirement, and do one-on-one counseling. So this is the freeze and float option, children. I hope that is clear. So this is what I just explained. Keep the float open, hold the college seat, and if the float option is open, you get allotted something higher, you go to the next college, your fees will be adjusted. It will take time, but it will be adjusted. All right. But finally, you have to do freezing or exiting. All right. So you can't keep floating because the freeze option, if you have paid a college fees, you have secured your admission there, but 5th round you have to freeze. All right. Then pay the 20K here because that confirmation fees is adjusted with your college fees. So in the 5th round, nothing is happening. You have paid the college your fees. You kept float option open. Finally, you have to freeze now. All right. And remember, if you are exited from the process, you can't come back in. So confirmation fees is forfeited. As I've already told you, if you have exited, so be it. All right. So 5 rounds I've already told you. You have to wait. The last 2 rounds happen in April. You have to be patient. As I said, in the 3 rounds, if you want to confirm a college seat, pay the college fees separately and wait for float option to run. After the 5th round, if nothing happens, freeze it, pay the 20K there, or you have to exit, then your college name is also removed. So you have to go through the frozen passage. So paying the fee separately college and not clicking on freeze option also puts your admission into a dicey mode. Don't do all this. So what all do you have to pay attention to? Please make sure that all the processes are happening. Don't miss any deadlines. refer to this video again and again, note down the deadlines. Please do not fill few options, fill many options. What does it matter? You're not being asked to pay more for filling more options. All right. Definitely your category selection, some people have made this mistake. They have luckily been in touch with consortium and have received positive answers, but one cannot be sure because the consortium at this stage will not do anything to the list or to anything. It's a very automated process. Separately, the consortium is asking you to talk to the college and figure it out. So let's hope it works for you. All right. And don't try to accidentally choose this. I'm sure you're not going to do it. But remember, exit is exit. Nobody can put you back in. All right. So what is this counseling? I've already asked you. Of course, is it mandatory to sit for Clat? Definitely 3 to 5 rounds. If you miss a deadline, then, and if you miss freezing floating, you will be automatically thrown out of the counseling process. The counseling fees is refundable. However, the confirmation fees is not refundable. So coming back to the last segment of the preference list, this is what we feel should be your first 5 options. Remember, you can all put these options down blindly, even if you have a 600 rank or an 800 rank or a 1200 rank. Foregoing the top 5 colleges will not improve your chances of getting into a lower college. So fill everything available, use all 36 preferences and quietly fill it in this order. No brains needed. Right? There is actually no brains needed. The only requirement here is put the college. Not putting the college is a problem. Yes, but for many people, GNLU is something that features above Jodhpur, sometimes above Kolkata. So you can change these. If you think GNLU is something that would be more attractive to you, you can put it at number 3, you can put this at number 4, you can put this at number 5. This is what we feel is the correct order. But if you have received any personalized feedback and you prefer GNLU above Jodhpur, or some of you may prefer Nalsar above Bangalore, so changing this is fine. According to us, these are the first 5. Now you can put them in any order you like, But this should be your first tier of NLUs. This is our next tier. Again, you may put Mumbai above Bhopal if that's a location preference, but that's entirely up to you. You can put HNLU above RML, entirely up to you. Our research, our data, and the history of these colleges has made us put this in this order. Again, if you want to discuss something about this order, you are free to get in touch with us. Then the third tier for us would be Patiala, Kochi, Patna, the Silvassa campus and the Nagpur campus. Again, you can tweak it. Many students in the Punjab would want to put Patiala above RML and shift Patiala to tier 2, so be it. Some of you may want to put Patiala above HNLU, so be it. This is a generalized list from our side. As I said, between the lists, you can shift it upside down. All right. Then Ranchi, Visakhapatnam, Tiruchirappalli, Sonipat, and Aurangabad. All right. Followed by Guwahati, Jabalpur, Shimla, Tripura, Prayagraj, and Goa. Within this, for BBA and LLB honors, this is our list. We feel that Odisha has got a good course as above Shimla, Ranchi, or Aurangabad. I'm letting it stay for some time. You can just copy this list. It is based on our statistics. And BSc, Bhopal was a pioneer, but you can put Kolkata above Bhopal if you so wish to. All right. And the last segment here, last year, Bengaluru ended at 102 rank for general category. These are the reference points for other category ranks. The last admission for ST category was 7,000 and SC category was 3,000. Hyderabad, a student of rank 6 opted for Hyderabad, hence 6, and after that from 102 to 167. Not much difference in ranks in EWS category. Howsoever, the other category ranks are indicative here. So every student who has a category rank, you can check the last entries. Now, it does not mean all the students from 1604 to 3574 entered here. There were some gaps, some students opted out, hence the last rank. This is indicative of the ranks, the last ranks. Kolkata, students from Kolkata generally prefer Kolkata over Hyderabad. So rank 140 was also there and it closed at 279 for general. Right? BSc LLB closed at 1000. Bhopal closed at 450. And another 1000 for BSc. Jodhpur closed at 379. Raipur closed at 791, but that's because Gandhinagar closed at 464. So the last admission in Raipur was 791. That does not mean everyone before 791 is studying there. It just means that students jumped colleges, went here and there, and hence the last admission is at 791. RML Lucknow closed at 764. Every year RML Lucknow closes in under 800, but it could change. RJNUL Patiala, the last admission happened at rank 1250. And this is the list that goes on. You can have a look at it. We will be publishing a blog of the same for your reference. MNLU Mumbai closed batch 547 to 590. So Maharashtra children are hovering in all their Maharashtra colleges, therefore these initial ranks. Right. Right, everyone? So this is what we are looking at for all of you. And this is your reference point for filling in the NLUs. So I hope you find this useful, and we will be publishing the blog article and this data for all of you to read, and you can view this video again and fill your form impeccably. Remember, only half the battle is won. You have to pay your final fees, and that's when you will secure your seat. Merry Christmas and a very happy new year from our side at Clat Possible. For all our rank holders, we await your presence at Judgment Day and the parties beginning and continuing. Other students who were not able to make it to the consortium list this year, we can sit down for a one-on-one counseling for what you can fill as other law entrance test exams. If you're looking at joining a college this year or considering dropping a year, we can definitely help you, hold your hand and take you toward the next Clat season, which is 2027. So do not cower under your beds at home. Get up, enjoy Christmas, enjoy New Year's, and come talk to us because we are starting CUET, Maharashtra CET, AIL Mohali, all the classes very shortly at Clat Possible. See you around.